Welcome back to Straight Talk with General Sarath Fonseka. A lot of what you're talking about is essentially part of implementation of the 17th Amendment, the setting up of various commissions to ensure accountability, transparency, and to ensure that every wing of the government services, be it the bureaucracy or the foreign service, the police, can act and do their duty without fear of any reprisal by the government. Is that going to be one of your main...
Yeah, 17th Amendment, very easy to implement to start it, to activate these independent commissions. The President did not, the commissions are ready, nominations have been given, only President's signature required. He didn't activate them because he wants to interfere into everything, abuses the authority, power. So that, if you do that, the moment do that, you can't abuse the power the way you like, but the commissions will attend to a lot of issues, which are very important issues. So that is required, that has to be given priority. Then you asked about the police. The police can't do their job, the political interference. The transfers and promotion, everything is being handled by politicians. So how can you expect them to do their job properly?
Foreign trade subsidies, especially European trade subsidies, have now been withheld, or they've threatened to withhold these, impacting Sri Lanka's trade a lot. How are you going to try and reverse that?
Yeah, I think we have a problem with the relationship with those countries. That is because this president has not been able to impress them about our foreign policy. Even with India, I have my doubts whether we have done anything to improve our relationship. The suspicion and the mistrust most probably has been undercurrents, the way this president and Secretary Defense and others have been reacting, even in the defense matters. But we are not fighting with the neighboring countries, but I don't see anything has taken place to improve that, to build up on our relationship, which was already existing.
So how do you plan to build relations with
the same way with the Western countries? The total disaster with the relationship, because they could not justify to them our actions here. Whether it was war, whether it is corruption, whether it is democracy, nothing was to the satisfaction of those countries. They thought that this leadership has failed to do all that. I will go with a genuine and sincere approach. If I have weak areas, if I make mistakes, everybody can point it out. I am ready to rectify any gray areas, especially with the West, the question you are asking. They have been concerned about the way the war conducted, so we have nothing to hide. I mean, I am ready to come out and clarify any doubts prevailing, any allegations, any complaints against the military, because I played a huge role in the military campaign. I will take personal responsibility for the way we conducted that and clarify them. But these people don't want to cooperate or don't want to talk to them. So the doubts are being exaggerated or increasing every day. They think that these people have something to hide.
It's pretty clear that you want to take relations with India to a different level altogether. And on various platforms, not just defense, but also trade, economic cooperation. Cultural ties between the people of both countries go back centuries. But there are also concerns in India about Sri Lanka's closeness with China and with Pakistan. The JVP, which is one of the parties supporting you, is very pro-China. How are you going to counter India's concerns on this front?
The question involves a huge this thing. But basically, with India, I believe in being the nearest and the biggest neighbor in the region. We cannot antagonize or do anything to have any mistrust between our countries. We have to give the due respect to India. There's no question about it.
Would you like to see the defense cooperation agreement with India finally go ahead?
Yeah, this has been discussed, I think, over a period of time. But because of the war here, there are certain drawbacks and issues because the political sentiments of India concerning the South India. So these things are good to have that type of cooperation in the whole region basically. So that we go forward as a region. You can learn lessons from Europe if you take. If we can have that much of confidence, trust and get into a defense understanding like that in the region, very good. I think that will help to the development of the whole region.
Let's talk a bit about the proposed 20th Amendment that hopefully you and your supporters will bring in. Essentially, this seeks to do away with the executive powers of the presidency. What sort of a change do you see it bringing in, and how, if you were to become president, how would that shape your presidency?
Yeah, basically, as I said, first the 17th Amendment will be accepted and that will be implemented. Then we come to this 20th Amendment. Executive presidency, I have given a pledge that it will be abolished. Because this is good actually if you have a good man who loves the country as president. Presently what's going on is very dangerous. If you have a man who loves the family and the dynasty, it can destroy the country altogether. So we have to get rid of that because there is no assurance even in future whether we will get similar characters coming as president. So I think abolishing that is yes, mainly because the abuse of extreme powers given to the executive presidency. But we are talking about a parliament who is answerable to people, and president, because I am coming as president, people expect me to attend a lot of issues. So a president remaining head of state has not been ruled out under this context, but not this executive presidency with these powers,